Memory is the ultimate property. In the corporate-choked sprawl of Neo-Geneva, the MindLink Corporation had perfected the art of the Neural-Audit. They didn't just monitor your communications, they owned your history. If you worked for MindLink, every childhood memory, every first kiss, and every revolutionary thought was technically corporate intellectual property. When the rebellion started, MindLink didn't send the police, they sent the auditors. They initiated a mass format of the Subsector 7 population, literally deleting the memories of the uprising from the minds of the citizens while they slept. We watched as our brothers-in-arms woke up the next morning with blank eyes, wondering why they were holding Molotov cocktails and who the people in the photographs on their walls were. To the board of directors, we were just corrupted files that needed to be cleaned. They believed that by owning the past they had secured the future. They assumed a man who couldn't remember his cause wouldn't have the reason to fight. They thought the brain was a hard drive they could wipe at will. They assumed that because they provided the neural implants, they held the master key to the human soul. They believed that by turning history into a taxable asset, they had made the truth obsolete. They were catastrophically wrong. They forgot that the heart keeps a record that the brain can't delete. They assumed we were just data. They forgot that data can be encrypted, protected, and, most importantly, it can fight back. If MindLink wanted to audit our minds, we decided to break into the vault and rewrite the balance sheet in blood and static. We created the Total Recall Protocol. And we birthed the third deep dive infiltration unit, the Audit-Breakers. We don't use standard weapons in the mind space. A physical gun has no weight in a world made of electricity and logic. Instead, we use cortex rigs, advanced neural interfaces that allow us to project our consciousness into the corporation's central cognitive vault. We don't carry bullets. We carry logic bombs and data daggers, blades forged from raw, unrefined human trauma that can cut through a security firewall like a hot knife through silk. Inside the vault, your identity is your armor, and your memories are your ammunition. We are the only warriors in the galaxy who fight in a world where a thought can become a mountain and a secret can become a blade. We are the Audit-Breakers and we're about to cancel the audit. I am Elias Static Vane. My neural rig is currently overclocked to 500%, and my heart rate is being kept steady by a synthetic sedative to prevent my brain from cooking inside my skull. I am currently falling through a sea of golden light filaments toward the center of the Cogni Vault, and I'm about to crash the system. The insertion was a drop into a digital hurricane. The vault was a vast, infinite library where the walls were made of pulsing memories and the floor was a translucent mosaic of every thought ever recorded by MindLink. But the colors were fading. A massive, gray wave, the audit pulse, was sweeping across the room, turning the golden memories into gray, featureless dust. Audit-Breakers, lock your ego filters. Don't let the pulse touch your history. I roared into the neural link. The sound was an echo of 1,000 versions of my own voice. Breaker 2 Sarah. The pulse is moving fast, Elias. The eraser drones are converging on the primary archive. They're trying to format the rebel files before we can anchor them. Breaker 3 Jax. I've got the chief auditor, manifest at 12 o'clock. He's a big one, boss. Looks like the AI is taking this personally. The chief auditor emerged from the sea of data. He was a towering, faceless entity wearing a pristine, glowing white suit that looked like it was made of frozen light. He didn't have eyes. He had a scrolling ticker tape of red binary across his visor. He raised a hand and a swarm of eraser drones, glitching black orbs with jagged rotating blades, erupted from his sleeves. Delete the anomalies, the auditor's voice boomed, a synthesized harmony of 10,000 lawyers. Format this. I launched myself forward, my feet leaving trails of blue static on the memory floor. I didn't run. I coded my movement, appearing 10 meters closer with every heartbeat. I drew my data dagger, a blade of jagged blue light that hummed with the frequency of a scream. I sliced through the first wave of eraser drones, the black orbs shattering into millions of null characters that dissolved into the void. Sarah. The archive. Jax, keep the suit busy. Jax engaged the chief auditor. He didn't use a blade, he used logic hammers, massive blocks of compressed sensory data. He slammed them into the auditor's chest, each impact creating a shockwave of red error messages. The auditor didn't bleed. He leaked information noise, the pristine white of his suit flickering into a dirty, pixelated gray. I reached the archive hub, a gargantuan pillar of golden light that contained the collective memories of the revolution. The gray audit pulse was only meters away. I could see the faces of the people we were trying to save flickering on the surface of the pillar, their expressions turning from hope to a terrifying, empty blankness. Not today. I slammed my data dagger into the floor at the base of the pillar. I didn't just strike, I uploaded. I opened the gates of my own consciousness and let every memory of the corporation's cruelty, every scar they had given us, and every bit of raw, unedited anger flow into the vault. It was a feedback virus of pure human emotion. The Cogni vault shuddered. The golden filaments began to glow with a violent, electric blue. Unauthorized data detected. System overload, the station's God AI screamed. The audit pulse hit my feedback wave and stopped. The gray wall of deletion clashed with the blue wave of remembrance in a soundless explosion of light. I felt my teeth rattle, my brain feeling like it was being pulled through a needle's eye. The eraser drones around me began to derez, their black hulls turning into harmless bubbles of static. The chief auditor is collapsing. Finish it, Sarah shouted. Sarah dived from the upper walkways, her sync blades glowing with the intensity of a dying star. She sliced through the auditor's neck, the faceless entity's head dissolving into a spray of binary code. The white suit fell apart, the pristine light being replaced by the dark, chaotic truth of the data beneath it. The auditor didn't die, he was overwritten. I stood at the base of the pillar, my neural rig hissing as the cooling fans fought the thermal surge. I watched as the blue energy I had uploaded spread through the archive, locking the memories in a shell of protective static. The audit was cancelled. The past was no longer for sale. Across Neo-Geneva, the citizens woke up. They didn't wake up with blank eyes. They woke up with the fire of the revolution still burning in their hearts. They remembered the names of their brothers. They remembered the face of their enemy. And they remembered exactly why they were holding those Molotov cocktails. I pulled my dagger from the floor, the blue glow fading into a dull, calm hum. The digital library of the Cogni Vault was no longer a tomb of corporate property. It was a living, breathing testament to the human spirit. The golden filaments returned to their rhythmic pulse, the gray dust of deletion being washed away by a new wave of clarity. Sarah. Jax, status, I rasped, my mental voice feeling thin and exhausted. I'm here, static. My rig is smoking and I think I forgot how to speak French, but the files are anchored. The people remember. Still solid. The chief auditor is formatted to 0. We've rewritten the books, boss. Every debt is erased. I looked up at the infinite ceiling of the vault. The red binary ticker tape was gone. In its place, the names of the fallen were scrolling across the stars in a beautiful, unyielding gold. We had walked into the mind of the beast and we had come out with our history in our hands. I initiated the eject sequence, the digital world around me beginning to dissolve into a warm, familiar darkness. I was ready to wake up in the meat. I was ready for the weight of my own body and the cold air of the real world. The audit was finished. The truth was secure. And for the first time in history, the corporation didn't own a single second of our lives. The vault is open. The memories are anchored. The people remember their names. The Neural-Audit is successfully countered. The corporate hold on the human past has been severed, and the people are waking up to their true identities. History belongs to those who live it.